covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 9 starts right now.
After President Trump's newly announced tariffs, the stock market continues to plummet. A roller coaster day today that once again ended in the red. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nathan Thompson. Shay is on assignment. New at 9, Fox 23's Morgan Martin joins us live in studio after talking to a local wealth management firm about people's concerns about their personal finances. Morgan, you found out what all this could mean for people's 401ks.
Nathan, I did, and they tell me it's entirely valid to be concerned, but it is important to remember there have been lots of trade wars throughout history, albeit this is a dramatic one.
When you're seeing real dollars, leave your portfolio or go down, it's hard to swallow sometimes.
Wealth advisor Tristan Hasty Grant with Waterstone Private Wealth Management in Owasso tells me that the effects of newly imposed tariffs by the Trump administration have a lot of people worried about the future of their 401ks.
The stock market generally just doesn't like the uncertainty, and that's all the tariffs have brought is nothing but uncertainty. It's been volatile, which for a lot of folks, especially if they're in their 401k or self-managing, becomes even more scary because that's not their forte, if you will.
As people watch these changes, Hasty Grant says it's really important to be careful with the term "this time is different."
Because there's been a lot of times in the stock market, and people remember the big bad scary ones. They remember the dot-com bubble in 01. They remember the great financial crisis of 08. They remember COVID of 2020. And then even 2022 was a really tough time in the market. So people remember the big ones. And I think a lot of times it's people's fear when they see these really quick moves in the market of, is this another big one? And that's a valid fear.
He says although this drop is historic, that doesn't always mean it's a big one in the long run. He says this all comes down to the individual and where you are in your time horizon. If you're young and are still working and contributing to your 401k, this can be less alarming.
For those folks who feel like they're kind of nearing the end of their career or planned on retiring at a certain date, it's hard to lessen their concern because it's a valid one. A lot of the planning that we do for our retirees or pre-retirees is what probably brings them the most relief.
He says he likes to reiterate that the market does not equal your portfolio.
The long-term planning objectives you have, because the portfolio performance can fluctuate, and there's not a ton you can do about it other than have a good allocation that has an appropriate amount of risk. But there is a level of you've got to wait it out and see that's involved.
He says if you're near retirement, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll never retire, but based on your planning, this could mean you'll still retire on time or have to make an informed decision to work another 6 or even 12 months. Hasty Grant says ultimately, with or without a financial advisor, the more informed you are, the better. Live in studio covering news that matters, Morgan Martin, Fox 23 News.